Nathan Kundtz of Rendered.AI. It's great to see you. Thank you very much for coming by. What are the themes that you're taking away from the problems that people are here trying to solve and asking you about, especially regarding AI?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you for having me here. It's really a pleasure. We're seeing a really consistent need for people to adopt artificial intelligence and drive performance in it across this entire industry. That's been a trend for a long time. It's being pushed even more by ever further onslaught of data sources and the need to be able to find things that maybe we didn't have to find before. So what we see people coming to us for is really around two principal issues. The first are what I would call rare objects and rare scenarios. So we provide a platform for what's called synthetic data generation, and where we can actually simulate large data sets to train AI models to find things that maybe we don't have data that could otherwise be used in training. And so in a circumstance where maybe there's something you haven't seen before or haven't seen in a particular scenario before, synthetic data is really important for that. And we've got a lot of people here that care about that, if that makes sense. The other area that people really are starting to think about is novel platform design. Like, what do we do with our next generation of sensors? Because there's if you think about the things that are deployed, really almost all the satellites for GEOINT that are out there today, they're designed with a human's eyeballs in mind as the consumer of what's being produced. And the reality is that's not the actual consumer of most of this data anymore. It's artificial intelligence and computer vision algorithms and analytics that matter. But as soon as you say that that's how you want to design your system, you have a real systems engineering challenge, because you need the data to build the AI, and you need the AI to figure out how you want to design the platform. And if you can't design the platform, you can't get the data.
Yeah.
And so synthetic data comes in and really helps to address that problem. And that's been a consistent theme throughout this conference as well.
You said something a moment ago that I think is interesting. You talked about the proliferation of data sources. Yeah. And that, to me, what I read between the lines is it's not just a volume problem, it's an origination problem. Is that?
Yeah, I mean, there's an origination problem, especially for folks that are sensitive to kind of where information's coming from. The custody of information is really important. It's become so easy to be able to fake data, so that's a real crucial thing that we hear about consistently. But the other thing is also the types of sensors, right? I think if you were here 5 years ago, everything that you would have heard about was EO. So just basically RGB or panchromatic satellite imagery. And, essentially it's a signal to noise and resolution question. Now there's, SAR, hyperspectral, LiDAR. There's just this really wide variety of new types of sensors. I mean, Hawkeye 360, just doing basically SIGINT commercially. And so that produces a new set of challenges and a new set of opportunities for the ecosystem.
What are the opportunities for that ecosystem?
Let me pick on SAR specifically, because I think that's one of the most fun. If you look at the Earth, of course, 50% of it is dark at any given time, and about 70% of it is covered by clouds. So what synthetic aperture radar provides us is, for the first time, to really illuminate those parts of the planet that have otherwise not been accessible. And that can be really crucial from a latency standpoint, but there's areas of the world that are almost always covered by clouds, and otherwise you wouldn't be able to image. I mean, like a lot of the Arctic region. And so if you want to do things like ice monitoring, you have to do that with different types of sensing.
Nathan, it's great to talk to you. There's a lot going on here, and I appreciate your insight about it.
It's really a pleasure to be here. Thank you.